So, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's enjoying their time at Explore. Thank you for joining our session on Ask the Multi-Cloud vExperts. We'll do a quick round of introductions, and then we'll get started with our discussion panel. Starting with myself, my name is Justin Brandon. I'm a multi-cloud solutions architect, a part of the worldwide multi-cloud architecture group at VMware. I've been at VMware for 2 years now, helping one of our key GSI partners execute their go-to-market multi-cloud strategy. My areas of expertise are around multi-cloud networking design and implementation from a VMware Cloud perspective, and Tanzu from a multi-cloud context. I have over 17 years of IT industry experience, and I live in Southern California with my wife and my dog, Luna. And the panelists, I don't have everyone's picture here because Reinhard joined last minute, but we have 3 panelists here, and I'll hand it off to him. First, we have Ken Nalbone, Senior SDDC Pre-Sales Specialist at Ahead. Ken, want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Ken Nalbone, Senior Solutions Architect at Ahead. We are a VMware partner that provides solutions design, professional services, managed services, and even consulting services. So for the breadth of IT solutions across the enterprise, I'm within our practice that focuses on the VMware portfolio, and I design cloud solutions both on-prem with VCF and in the hyperscalers with the various VMware on hyperscaler solutions.
Thanks, Ken. And next we have Waldemar Pera, Staff Solution Engineer at VMware.
Hi. In this short way, the NSX guy is more, but the truth today is lead architecture network security for VMware Latam, and an official vExpert multi-cloud for my team. So it's not my duty, but this word is multi-cloud.
Thank you.
Hi guys, so my name is Reinhard Partmann. As you have seen, I'm not here on the slides because I joined last minute. I'm a partner at COM Division. You have seen my colleague Jens Henning before. I'm a partner at COM Division. We do, well, managed services, architecture, education, and operations. We're a long-standing VMware partner. I have a strong EUC background too. And nowadays it's, well, like Jens, a fan of cloud. So I do AWS, Azure, SD-WAN, whatever comes along.
Awesome. Thanks, Reinhard. Okay, so this is our round robin panel discussion. I'll start with Ken, and I'll do it in reverse order. And so just throw them questions, and they're going to answer the best they can. So, Ken, the first question is, why would customers come to you for multi-cloud services?
Sure. So I would say customers would come not specifically to me, but to my employer for multi-cloud services and solution design because of the breadth and depth of expertise that we can bring to the entire solution set. So it's not just about like which cloud you're going to run and doing things along the lines of consulting services to get a view of your business needs and your applications to understand what's suited to run where, to make that recommendation first, then to actually provide the solution design to optimize that, and then to maybe even run it in day 2 operations to provide that managed service. So we offer the full gamut of services necessary to enable multi-cloud for our customers from top to bottom, from strategy and vision to design to execution.
Right. Waldemar?
I think it's the big challenge now for several customers starting in the several years ago, only thinking running in one place. But now when you see application, personal application, what is running the application? Doesn't care, you don't know. But in the end, in the back end, yeah, the customers try what is the best way or the best place to run in the career. It's not thinking now in the infrastructure below because you have service for that. You need consume. And this multi-cloud open the idea for go directly to the consume because you have option to run it. And the customer move it between maybe for governance, maybe for money, whatever. But you have cost option and multi-cloud need thinking in that way.
Awesome. Thanks, Waldemar. Reinhard, what do you think?
So, why do customers come to, well, us or to COM Division for multi-cloud solutions? Well, number one, we put always the customer first. Because at the end of the day, we have a saying in Austria, we say, everyone is basically cooking with the same water, right? So you have many flavors of cloud, So, but when you put the customer's needs first, you need to analyze what is actually his pain point. You go back, like you said, you do the design, you do your due diligence. Sorry, non-native speaker. And when you lean back, listen to your customer first. What does have he to say? What are his needs, business needs, relevance? And then you choose where to go. Because at the end of the day, you have multiple services at multiple cloud providers, which are more or less nearly the same. Like I said, they are all cooking with water, different versions, different user interface. But at the end, there is the same. But then we also say, what does the customer already have? Because as I am a VCI too, throwing away knowledge is, let's put it that way, one of the most expensive things you can do and, do badly for your customer.
Right.
Because if he knows already some sort of interface, for example, VMC on AWS, it's easy for him to adopt that service because he knows it's the interface from on-prem. So listen, and guide the customer where his needs are.
Makes sense. Yeah, I saw some synergy there. We're all thinking about the customer first, identifying what they are, their needs, and then providing what's best fit for them, essentially.
And not only that, I think that we're focused on helping the customer figure out what they need. A lot of times, they don't really understand what it means to adopt cloud, much less multi-cloud.
Yes.
And they're saying, put me in AWS. You have to say why.
Right.
Like, tell me about your application, about your business needs, and let's work backwards from there rather than start with the solution to design up from there.
Right. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, like you said, because sometimes the customer has already a vision, and maybe that's the wrong vision. So maybe he also needs to do a step back and say, why? Are you sure?
Sure. The first question for every customer is, what means cloud for you?
Right,
because
exactly.
Because my vision for cloud maybe is not the same for the customer. So let's again, thinking, ask. We have to
Put your ears on.
only one to more hear and talk.
Awesome, guys. Okay. I think we're going to get through all these questions, maybe. Okay. Reinhard, you're next. Okay. So start with Reinhard first. So what is your customer's view of multi-cloud? And what would you say the maturity level is in that space? How far along are they on the multi-cloud journey? Are they just, what is your sense from that?
To be honest, I am from Austria, so what does that say? Austria and Europe is not that, I wouldn't say cloud friendly. It's sometimes a little bit harder to convince customers in Europe going to cloud, especially small ones. And don't even get me started on governmental institutions. They, I wouldn't say they are cloud haters, but it's incredibly harder to convince them. So from a multi-cloud perspective now, I would say it's like the multi-vendor approach when you were working on-prem. So don't have all of your eggs in one basket. So that's, we all stand on 2 feet, right? And tables. My father was a carpenter. Do you have a table with 2 feet? No. If you have a table with 3 feet, it never wobbles, I think is the correct word.
Right.
So, like I said, you have to be a little bit like a candy store. Give out a couple of candies here and there. Tell them, show how does it run, how does it work. And they need to get the taste of that on their own.
Yes.
And then they figure out how actually nice it is to consume a service.
Right.
From my own personal vision, I've never run an own email server for myself or my company.
Right.
I always used a hosted email service.
Yes.
And in the past, it was called hosted service. Now it's called cloud. It's very similar, right? So,
right.
Ken?
So if you asked me this question like 4 or 5 years ago, you get a much different answer. Because when the term multi-cloud first came about, I think the vision was, wait a minute, are we going to use multiple clouds for our one application and spread the services and make it distributed and somehow fault tolerant and live in some utopia where the fact is that didn't exist. And it never would have. It's not practical. And I think that there were a lot of analysts trying to project that would be the future that we would live in, and that has not turned out to be the case at all. But when you look at multi-cloud as putting the correct application in the correct place, leveraging a hyperscaler or a SaaS provider or a PaaS provider or whatever the case may be, and then it's a completely different story. And when it comes to my customers' maturity level, they probably wouldn't call themselves multi-cloud because they might not even think about it that way right now. But they are a multi-cloud customer because everybody's consuming SaaS and PaaS and a little bit of IaaS at the very least, even the ones that say, we're not in the cloud, but we also have Office 365 and we have Salesforce and we have a little bit in AWS and on and on and on, right? And then when they say we're not ready to migrate to the cloud, I'm like, you're already there, so let's just move all the other workloads that are kind of ready, but we can help you out with that.
At the point is, Office 365 is basically the the entry step into the cloud because they don't think about it that it's actually cloud because they think, oh, cloud, all of my servers, my storage, that is in the cloud. They don't, like I said, email always was in the cloud at the host or whatever, right? And from that perspective, it's exactly what you're saying.
Okay. All right, Waldemar.
Okay. Okay.
Skip Waldemar. It's okay.
No worry. No, it's okay. I think for Latam, maybe the more two parts of the problem. The first part is too much people talking about cloud, but I don't understand who or what is cloud. Because you had a lot of customers say, I want to go to the cloud, but it still has a lot bare metal servers. If the people doesn't understand the move it to the cloud, it's virtualization, first stage, that missing the part. And the second part is what is maybe the no hater for the cloud, but the idea is when the people say, okay, I have my question, my doubts, what the cost, what it is, because sometimes the customer don't understand what is cost perspective for the on-premise and then what is the unit cost in the cloud, especially in the public cloud. So sometimes you need, it's a maturity the customer, okay, in a slow transition, especially in the focus in the finance. The people like it, cloud, until see, okay,
the bill.
That is a need cost, okay, and stop. And it's very common, it's very common problem.
We see that. We see that, yeah, the inherent cost savings in the cloud is usually not, you don't see it a lot of times. So yeah, thanks. That was good response from all of you. We even had a candy metaphor there. I like that. Comparing the cloud to candy, give them a taste, they like it.
I like the furniture metaphor.
Yeah.
the three legs on the table.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Coming from a background of hardcore electrical engineering and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. Okay, Waldemar. Okay, so. Okay, so this is difficult. Waldemar, you work for VMware. So from the reverse side, looking out, I'm sorry. So how would you say our partnership with our clients and our partners, how does it help them on their multi-cloud journey from customers you've worked with? Like, how does the relationship with VMware and the partners help them on that multi-cloud journey?
I think it's the big problem with talking the cloud is what you have several kind of clouds, different what the private, multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, public, whatever, and you need to simplify it to the customer. Simplify, maybe what you select is you have legacy application as running in vSphere. Okay, it's possible to run in vSphere in every place, in every scaler. Is the customer need create a new application and that application is running in Kubernetes, whatever, in native, yes, it's okay. But then you need a holistic view for every point. If you're thinking cloud is no place, it's an operational model in the end. And you need collecting what is the traditional and the modern app doesn't care on the running. You need to prepare the environment to the application, in on-premise, in whatever, and a single way deployment. And the management part, cross multi-cloud, is critical.
Gotcha.
I believe I am employee VMware, but I have something to help to the customer.
Right. Okay, Ken?
I mean, really, I can answer that question very simply with one word: consistency, right? Because I think I already talked about the challenges and trepidation a lot of customers have in adopting multi-cloud. They think they're not multi-cloud even if they already are. but when they want to move a lot of their applications into some new platform and some new environment, they're scared about operating on a day-to-day basis, picking up the new skills, or just having to do a lot of context switching with different interfaces and different modes of operation. And that's the value that VMware has brought, right? Now we don't have to be tied to a specific location anymore, a specific data center, a specific hyperscaler. But we can do things in a very similar fashion. We can operate in a similar fashion. We can use the same tooling to monitor day two operations, use the same utilities to migrate applications into an environment or out of an environment. And we can use the same tools to secure it, to connect it, to enable the mobility. Essentially, we're talking consistency. The same story over and over, thanks to the tools that VMware has been coming out with the past several years and continues to iterate on and improve, essentially. So what it comes down to.
All right, Reinhard.
So, I would address in that way. Number one, as Microsoft is working with a lot of partners in the ecosystem, there is an easy and paved way already that you can go to different clouds. Simplicity first, because if you remember, like in the past, VMFS was one of the first cluster file systems that came without that thick in a manual.
Yeah.
Well, and if you put that idea now onto multi-cloud, like we have VMC and AWS, we have AVS, we simply move workloads with HCX. It's again crazy simple.
Right.
What you have to do, your design, your intelligence first, simplification first. Talk to your customer first. Well, there are a lot of firsts. They are the prerequisites. That's why they are there, right? Yeah. But afterwards, there are always, let's say, challenges, issues. Well, let's say we expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. Always. Yeah? Always. Yes. Always.
Only one thing is, when we're talking about prepare things, we are stay first, walking before run.
Right.
So the preparation, when he says, is more important time.
Sure.
You very good prepare that thing. This is go answer.
Correctly, and
right.
And again, okay, and I lost the thread a little bit. Simplification and preparation is the key to solving more or less any problems. Like 2,000 years ago, divide and conquer by Julius Caesar. It's basically the same thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good points, guys. Good points. So, question 4. Where do you see opportunities in multi-cloud space dealing with your clients, our clients?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The world is multi-cloud.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Sometimes the organization say, I don't have multi-cloud. Yes, you have some Microsoft service. Yes, you have multi-cloud. Right. It's not infrastructure service. Maybe plus some service, SaaS service, whatever. It's multi-cloud world. And that is the challenger, especially, is put together the things, globe everything.
Right.
And the partners at the VMware has a hard work to transfer that awareness to the customer. And that is key.
Right. A lot of education there, for the customer. Ken?
I would say the greatest opportunity is to modernize, right? Because most of these companies have been running the same model for decades. They've been in their data center, and it's all about compute, storage, and network. And they don't really think beyond just like the bare metal machine or the VM that runs on top of it.
Right.
But now they have the ability to adopt the right cloud for the right application that we've been saying over and over again. And if we start by saying, okay, these applications, maybe they're going to stay in the data center in their current form, but other applications, they're going to move. And maybe they're going to move in their current form, but now we have the opportunity to take advantage of a lot of native services, break this out into a more distributed fashion.
Right.
Maybe we're not even running the application anymore. We're just consuming it as a service, and we're just taking a load off of our teams. And getting back to just delivering the business value by using the application, not maintaining it. Essentially, we have a lot more choice than we used to.
Yes.
A lot more flexibility. I'm not going to talk about cost. I think the cost savings of multi-cloud is a myth. I think the revenue generation potential of multi-cloud is the reality.
Yes.
Essentially, we're talking about leveraging the best-in-breed technologies across the entire state of IaaS, PaaS, SaaS services to build a differentiated business offering thanks to multi-cloud.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Reinhard?
Well, the greatest opportunities. In the past, we said do right sizing. Now it's basically right fitting. because, like you said, let's say application A runs better on hyperscaler 1, application B on hyperscaler 2. So the only thing what we really need to get solved is inter-hyperscaler connectivity, because all the you don't want to mention the cost, but there are transit costs.
Yep.
We know them. But again, it's simplicity, drive adoption, and these are the opportunities, because you can, with going to cloud, you can reduce the, let's say, manual labor running an own data center. It's a service where you put your own service on top of it, and that will help the customers.
What short thing? Too much people thinking HCX like a migration tool, but it's possible to use HCX for more long time to create that connection between hyperscaler.
Absolutely.
It's create the mesh between hyperscaler, like in the old data center interconnect. So that is
Awesome.
the
Thanks.
idea.
Okay, Waldemar, keep the mic. So, what do you see the role of hyperscaler public cloud versus private clouds in a multi-cloud context? As these IT decision makers are looking for a more cloud-first strategy, and now they're going to switch into a cloud-smart strategy. So what do you see the role of hyperscalers compared to private cloud space, private cloud?
Okay, I taken yesterday in my session resilience about the multi-cloud world.
Right.
The problem is not private versus public cloud. That is not. You have application difference. We have legacy application and modern application.
Right.
And that application need for the multi-cloud different requirements.
Right.
That is true. No, it's private versus public cloud. And in that case, for example, for the traditional application, it's possible to use, again, I say the VMware bubble inside private,
Sure.
hyperscaler, wherever, so that move it. And the Kubernetes is the same. It's possible to use Kubernetes platform, whatever. Maybe in on-premise use, it's VMware Tanzu, or maybe in the hyperscaler, what kind? You provide that, it's changing the idea, doesn't matter what is running. You have an environment to run application. That is important. And for example, talking about resilience and DR, I'm thinking use the capability to create a extreme powerful DR for different applications in the same way. And you have the tools, The problem sometimes is to change the mind of the people. That is more challenging for me.
Yes. Yep.
The technology is an enablement, but you need to change the mind. The human
That's
being
the hard
is the
part.
problem.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, honestly, I need to second that, because there is. It doesn't matter if it's running on your own cloud. It's called a private cloud.
Right.
Before it was our virtual data center, or in a public cloud on a hyperscaler or whatnot. You need to have availability, flexibility, and most of it, sustainability, because if you cannot sustain the business, you will go under. So it doesn't matter if it's running in a public cloud, in a private cloud, on a cloud service provider or whatever,
Right.
As long as you don't make money out of it at some point. Right. Because what's the core definition of a business? Making money. Paying your employees.
Yes.
So whatever you do, you need to do it efficiently, safe, and don't get hacked.
Right. I like it. Awesome. So that's it for the questions. And, I'll give you guys opportunity to have any closing statements, any multi-cloud wisdom or anything you want to say.
Okay, I started. Open the mind. That is the first thing.
Yeah.
I starting close to, oh my God, I go to, in my 18, starting with the coaxial cable and started network. And then starting with the OTP cable, and then starting to create VLAN, and now create overlay.
Right. Yeah.
But I am saying, so taking the opportunity, it's the most challenging the opportunity change us.
Right.
But you pass to see the future, the
Right.
multi-cloud is great.
It's great. Awesome.
Well, use it or you lose it, because
I like it.
just those simple words, because at the end of the day, you will see more and more cloud adoption. We want to drive the adoption, but like you said, it doesn't matter where the information flows. If it's on a coax cable, STP, UTP, or token ring, even a little bit older.
Awesome. Thank you, Reinhard. All right. So I want to thank you guys for your time and being panelists and being
Thank you so much
vExperts
for having
in the
us.
community. I want to share a few links with everyone in case they want to learn more about becoming a vExpert and participating in this community. There's also a link to our multi-cloud Tech Zone site where you get more information about multi-cloud VMware services. So thank you all for listening and hope you enjoy the session.
Thank you.